All right, all right. What's up, guys? Back for the last podcast of the year. It's just me and Matt tonight because it was the last second episode. So, what you up to, man?
Not much, man. Just winding down from the busy holiday week and catching up on things that I missed because I was in a cabin in the woods for 6 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say you missed quite a lot. You missed the final game of the cup.
Mm,
You missed just the whole week before Christmas. The last minute rush at the stores.
thank
How was
God
your
for that
Christmas?
one.
Yeah, I know, dude. How was your trip?
It was good. I was in Greer, which is like the middle of nowhere. It was one of those trips where like I when I first went into it, I didn't think it was gonna be like anything crazy or spontaneous, relaxing, but nothing like crazy. But then when we got there, it was fun, man. Just kind of family time. I didn't have my phone didn't work at all. Only Verizon works out there, so I literally had nothing to do but whatever was like present in the moment, which is a
Yeah,
25-year-old is unheard of. So it was
true.
different. It was relaxing. It was fun. We did like some things like gingerbread house building, and we chopped down our own Christmas tree and stuff like that. So um, overall, way better trip than I thought it was going to be. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be good, but it was even better than good. And I'm looking forward. Like I hope it's a thing with my wife's family. Every year going forward because that's something
Yeah.
that's like just different that I don't do very often.
Yeah, especially hearing you in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something you hear every day, but that's still pretty dope, man. I saw the pictures; they look like you guys had a lot of fun. Your boy, he's still small; he's probably not going to remember it, but those photos are going to help, especially
Yeah.
if you guys do it, year in year out. I think you'll enjoy it.
Mhm. I think so
Um,
too.
so what'd you cop for Christmas? What'd you what'd you
Um,
get?
Quite a bit. I mean, this is the first year where like I didn't get in. Me and my wife didn't get each other like extravagant over the top gifts.
Yeah,
We just kind of we did like one big gift for like everything, right? Because we were so busy with like the newborn and my anniversary and her birthday, Thanksgiving and Christmas are like back to back to back to back to back.
yeah, man.
We kind of decided that like the one gift we get each other between this time period is going to be just the one big gift for everything in that time
Yeah.
period. So I got my new watch here.
Oh, nice. What'd you get?
So
What kind of watch is it?
it's a Samsung Galaxy Watch.
Mm.
Yeah, Watch 5 or something like that with cellular. So I got my
Oh, there you
watch
go.
here. Um, I got from everybody. I got like this metal poster, which is a Peaky Blinders poster, which
Yeah, good show.
says by order of the Peaky Blinders. So that's sick. Working on season 6 now.
Yeah, good show,
What
good
else did I
show.
get? I got some personal gifts. Like
Yeah, man.
reminding me of my father and everything like that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I got a gift card to Foot Locker. Always a good gift card for
yeah.
me.
You can't go wrong with Foot Locker, especially
Hmm.
socks or just like throwing some new shoes. Dude, I love gift cards at Foot Locker.
Yep,
There and like Finish Line.
yep. I got some shirts, some champion shirts that are a collaboration with Disney that I really wanted that I couldn't find, but somehow my sister found them.
Yeah, man, those
Uh,
were dope, dude. She showed them to me. I was low key like, do we have to give them both? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're sick.
yeah, dude, they're
They're sick.
fire, man. Real dope shirts.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. What about you? Would you get anything cool,
Uh,
crazy?
my wife picked up. She bought me the PC. I got that a couple months before Christmas because I'm impatient, and she told me I could pull the trigger. So I got that, and then we got a 10-year gift coming. We went to the Cardinals Bucks game. It took me 10 years to get that dub. It was not the most impressive dub. I don't even if you know if you want to
Snooze
call it a
fest
dub,
until the second
dude.
half.
Your sister and your other sister were driving me crazy the whole game doing that stupid first down. Oh man, I was about to fight one of them, but we won it OT. I'll take that. The leaving the stadium was fun. I get to yell out "Go Bucks" and all those
Love it.
Cardinal fans could, you know. But besides that, it was cool, man. My kids enjoyed Christmas. There's still like 500 boxes on my couch.
Yeah,
They got gel blasters, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna do that for New
I'm
Year's.
excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
excited to use those.
yeah. So speaking about New Year's, man, what you got for New Year's? What's your plans?
Hang out with the family. If you can't tell by my very Asian eyes, I am Filipino. Um,
Yes,
for those of you
sir.
who don't know me. But yeah, so we're having Filipino food. I think we're going to your house, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, Filipino food, probably gonna light some sparklers. My mom loves doing sparklers with the kids, so I'm sure the three
Yeah,
of your kids and then my newborn will be enlightened with sparklers a little bit.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Um, but yeah, other than that, no fireworks, which is I think a first for us. Usually we like try and find somewhere there's fireworks or we go to Becca's or whatever.
Yeah,
But I'm okay with no fireworks with the newborn. I mean, hopefully it stays a little bit quieter on our end this year.
yeah, for sure. I think we're just gonna do a fire, some Filipino food. I think your sister's coming over tomorrow to roll some rolls, the lumpia rolls. Oh yeah, it should be a good year, man. I'm hoping for a blessed, healthy, smooth year, dude. 2020 all the way to 2022 can suck it. You know what I mean? They can
Mhm.
those. Yeah, man. It just didn't. It's like a steamroller, dude, through this family and just in life, dude. Everybody got beat up.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Hopefully we just smooth sailing from here.
yeah, man. So what's your? I know this is cliche and everybody talks about it, but what's your New Year's resolution?
Ooh. Well, this is gonna be like the cliche answer, but I want to lose some weight. um,
Don't we all, man? Don't we
I
all?
I believe I told my newborn when he was in the womb, 20 pounds before you're out. I'm gonna be down 20 pounds. I promise you. I've probably up 10. Um,
Dang. Me
so
too, bro. I got some of that too. I made a promise to him too. I was
yeah.
gonna add some.
So I do want to lose some weight. I'm thinking of different ways that I'm gonna be wanting to do it. I want to get back on my VR and like actually start working out on those things because it's easier for me to just do it here now. But I also want to start hiking or backpacking.
Yeah, man.
Getting into that. But that's one thing. I think my next thing would be taking this to the next level, this podcast, and
Yeah,
and
for sure.
be more consistent with it, but also like having like priority topics that like kind of go to and stuff like that, and um, be more in tune with that end of things.
Yeah. This last couple of podcasts. We're kind of just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks, what's
Yeah,
comfortable talking about for an hour plus. Yeah, but I feel you on that, man.
and then my third thing, which is something I just have a passion for, is just getting back to the movie theater. Man, I used to go to the movies once or twice a week. I think you remember that.
Yeah, dude, I
Uh,
remember that.
and now I'm going like once every couple months, which is still maybe not more, but is more than the average person. But I have an itch for movies that I need to get out of my system because last year I did not get to do that. Like if me 2 years ago, I would have saw Avatar 3 times by now, and I haven't seen it yet at all. Um,
Yeah, I haven't either.
so I'm catching up on movies on Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. Have you watched like the Adam Project by chance or the Gray Man?
Mm-mm. Oh, I've seen the Gray Man. Gray Man was good.
Yeah,
I
good
love the
movie.
Gray. I probably watched it 2 or 3 times just to make sure I hit everything. But I love the villain. The villain in that movie. What's his
Yeah,
name?
Chris Evans.
He did an amazing job, man.
It's weird
Amazing
seeing
job.
Chris Evans like so it's okay, this is the second time I've seen Chris Evans in like not Captain America Star Spangled Banner role. The
Yeah,
first one was in the first Knives Out movie where he was the douchebag son. And he was great,
so good.
really
So
good.
good.
And then this one he's, the bad guy, opposite of Ryan Gosling, and he does an incredible job. He makes you hate him every time you see him on the screen as a villain. He makes you hate him, which is so weird because like as Captain America, he's so preppy boy. Like, look at me, I'm the
Yeah,
I'm the
dude.
I'm the do-gooder kind of guy. But the Gray Man took me by surprise. Everyone in it was good. Ryan Gosling,
Amazing.
yeah, amazing. I told my wife, it's funny that Ryan Gosling when he first like got into the scene was this big action film, manly and macho man kind of movie guy, but
Yeah.
then he got into like La La Land and then stuck with like the romance thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then this last 2 years he got back into that gray man role, like that, and I think the other guys, is that not the other guys? There's one where he's a cop with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's called The Other Guys.
is it the other guys where he's back in that like comedic kind of like
I like him.
non-romantic role. And I think Gosling is doing a good job in those things,
Dude,
man.
Gosling's good in that. There's another movie. I think it's called The Driver. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
I think it's called The Driver. I could be wrong. If you want to look that up, with where he's a stunt driver, and it's a pretty good movie, man. With Ryan Gosling in it, it's a really good movie. There's another one. I can't remember what it's called. Like something in the
Oh,
woods.
Drive, probably Drive. Huh?
Drive. There you go. Drive. It was good.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed it. His last couple movies like really made me a fan of his. So when I see work that comes out for him, I'm in.
Yeah.
Especially that movie. That movie was great.
Yep. I think for me, ever since Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, so I never
Uh,
got to finish Blade Runner.
really?
Yeah, I got halfway through it and I either fell asleep or something happened and I didn't get to finish it. But
The
I
Nice
finally
Guys.
got
That's what it is. The Nice Guys, not the
the
other
nice
guys.
guys. The other guys is the one with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark
And,
Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
Yeah, gotta let me fly. Um,
The
wait, what were you saying? Go for it.
I was thinking Ryan Gosling real quick.
Yeah.
And then we go from The Gray Man, which is I think his latest movie, to what next year is going to be Barbie and Ken, because he's playing Ken with Margot Robbie. So this is the thing with Gosling, man. He does like these crazy. I don't want to say macho man, because the climate in 2022, I shouldn't be saying that, but he does these action films that are like typically men-driven films. Then he goes to La La Land or Barbie.
So Ryan Gosling has this movie that's very like I don't know if you've seen it. It's on Netflix. It's called Only God Forgives. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to watch it, dude. It's very like indie kind of I don't want to say low budget, but kind of gritty movie. Kind of reminds you of a low budget movie, but he does such a great job.
Oh,
But you
that's a
got
low
to
budget.
yeah,
4.8
it's
million. That's a low budget.
yeah, but it's crazy is that it's a really good movie. You got to it's there's a lot of subtitles. It takes place in like Bangkok or something like that. But it's one of the movies that once I saw, I was like, I'm a huge fan of this guy, like huge fan. And then he has this other movie, but it's called where is it at? It's like something in the trees that I saw. I can't remember exactly where I saw it, but yeah, I can't remember where I saw it at, but it was a good movie.
He's also in The Big Short. That's a good movie too.
Oh, it's called The Place Beyond the Pines. That movie's really good too. Yeah, man, that came out in 2012. Man, that's so long ago. Yeah, La La Land. I think I've seen it once, but I really didn't care too much for it.
It's a great movie.
It's a good movie. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, you got to be in love with that kind of stuff. But so is there anything this year you're waiting for?
Just period or like movie wise?
Anything? Any cops coming out? Like anything you have to pick up?
Let me get my list out real quick. Anything Marvel, right? I think Ant-Man stands out the most right now.
Oh yeah.
And it's just because I think we're gonna see Ant-Man finally. Like we're gonna see Ant-Man finally. Like you get what I'm saying? Like
Scott I get what you're saying.
Serious. Scott has been the comedic relief. I think we see a pretty serious Ant-Man film. With the comedic relief that Marvel usually does, but just serious tone. I think we see Kang just be Kang, right? I think the first little teaser we got from him was like, this isn't the Conqueror Kang. This is just old man Kang. And I think we're going to see like actual cutthroat Kang. I'm excited for theories to start generating in my mind the next couple of weeks. And when I have them, I will present them. I usually have like super in-depth, like explanative theories that are backed by like what I've seen in Marvel films so far. So I'm excited to start working on that. Some news about that. Cassie Lang, the daughter, is going to be turning 18 in the film, so that leads me to believe she stays alive and that she's going to be fine, but also going to take on a hero mantle role. Probably for like a Young Avengers film with like Kate Bishop and Miss Marvel.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
There is some talks of Robert Downey Jr. coming back for Armor Wars, which I think is either next year or the next after that. So I'm excited to see like if there's any kind of news on that front. Next year's also Secret Invasion for Marvel, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
The first like espionage spy TV show Marvel's gonna have. Um, what else we got? I think does Avatar come out next year? Avatar 3? I'm pretty sure it does. I think Avatar 3
Already?
is, yeah. Oh, well, that was the thing with this film is they're going back to back. That's why they waited so long. Yes, 2024. Oh, 2 years, 2 years. Um,
Wow.
TV show wise, looking forward to like if there's a Loki season 2 next year, Falcon, Winter Soldier, like New World Order, that stuff.
Yeah.
Or not, sorry, Captain America, New World Order.
I was gonna say
Um,
Falcon, Winter Soldier. That's not gonna. Yeah.
I'm trying to see. Let's see, 2023 releases. I'm sure there's a lot I'm missing that I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm missing. Oh, Willy Wonka comes out next year. That's going to be
With depth.
with Timothy Chalamet.
Oh,
So like
really?
a young Wonka, which I'm excited for.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Um,
That pulls me
yep,
into it.
yep.
I would love for them to go kind of dark on that. That would be cool if they
Yeah.
went into like a Tim Burton dark-ish. Is who's directing it? Does it say?
Directed by Paul King.
Didn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. Starring Timothy Chalamet, Olivia Colman, Sally Hawkins, Roman Atkinson, Michael Keegan. I think the Marvels is next year too, which I'm excited to see how they handle Kamala with Captain Marvel. Indiana Jones 5, right? Like Indiana Jones usually have pretty good films. I was excited for Blue Beetle, and the Flash. Not so much anymore. I was excited for Shazam as well. I am holding my breath still that they may keep Zachary Levi. They probably won't, but if it comes out that he's gone before then, I won't be as excited. If they end up keeping him, I will be pretty excited for that film as well. But that is it for like movies. I'm trying to think about TV shows. The Last of Us comes out next year, right?
Yeah.
That should be pretty good. Pedro Pascal is a fantastic actor, so excited for that. Secret Invasion, I already said. Oh! I'm actually pretty excited. This is gonna sound kind of crazy, or I'm interested. I should say interested to see. Have you seen the preview for that '90s show?
Oh, the
The remake.
reunion.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
No, the
doing a
remake.
remake.
They're
Oh, I did.
remaking that '70s show and making it that '90s show. And
Oh, I didn't even hear what you said. I thought you said that seven. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, that
yeah,
'90s show. That sounds
yeah,
cool.
and Rhett and Kitty are back. Like the actors are playing
Themselves.
themselves. Yeah.
So is it just a
Uh,
cast from the '70s to the '80s to the '90s to see where they're at, kind of thing?
no, it's a whole new cast of kids. Um, yeah, it's set during 1995, so it's gonna be like that '70s show, but just a '90s version. You should watch the trailer. Make sure to see what you think.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna have to check that out.
other than that, I'm sure there's gonna be more TV shows that like come out that are gonna release that like we'll talk about throughout the year,
Yeah.
but nothing like piques my interest except for The Last of Us, only because I know how good of an actor Pedro Pascal is, and
Yeah.
everyone should now after The Mandalorian. Um, he just does good in TV shows where he's like a dramatic lone wolf kind of guy.
Yeah.
Uh, right, like dramatic lone wolf leading a kid. Like we've seen Pedro Pascal do that before, and we all fell in love with it. So a darker version of that
Yeah.
sounds great to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. You got my money as soon as you said Last of Us and him.
Mm.
He just fits that role so perfect. I don't know the character's name in The Last of Us. I've always watched clips and stuff of the game, but I've always thought that'd be a great movie or a great show. The fact
Mhm.
that it's going to HBO, correct?
Yeah, HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO. I think HBO will do pretty good with it.
Yeah, sure they
I
will.
heard rumors that with God of War, I don't know. There's no way this is true,
I think
but
they've confirmed it already.
with God of Wars or
The
God of
live
War,
action. Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, they announced a live action God of War. God of War. I don't think it's
yeah,
next year though, but
but people are calling for Tom Holland to play in it.
to play Kratos.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
that's what I read on two different websites this morning, and I was like, "This got to be a joke. There's no way."
Tom Holland.
Yeah, I was like, maybe Tom Hardy, but it's Tom Holland. And I was like,
What? Yeah. God of War fans beg Sony not to cast Tom Holland as Kratos. Is there talks of Tom?
that's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Who? Who? Okay, let me look at this. Hold on, real
Yeah,
quick.
maybe I caught it off wrong, but I was sitting there drinking my coffee before work, and I'm like, this isn't real, right? Like, there's no way this dude can get that big.
Oh, I see. I see it's happening. Has someone noticed Tom Holland is somehow a part of most Sony films?
Okay, cool. Okay,
So
well, I
they
get it because
just,
Uncharted, he was in
yeah.
Uncharted. I get it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because that,
he's why wouldn't he like? He wouldn't play Kratos, but like,
yeah, first
why
off,
wouldn't the
zero.
poster boy of Sony not be in more Sony films? If they
Yeah,
could,
that doesn't make any
just makes no
sense. Like,
sense. Yeah,
it's like, hey, we have a perfect contract for you, but we're not going to use you. But
right.
yeah, yeah, totally understand that. I don't know
I also
this.
think Invincible is coming out next. I think they announced the Invincible season 2. Have you seen Invincible?
Oh yeah, the animated one that's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
the boys. I haven't seen it, but I haven't even seen the first season to be honest. But I saw like clips on TikTok and different social media.
They actually announced that Invincible, like the Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
announced that there's going to be news in January. So
Uh,
they had a news announcement for the news coming in January. Super weird, but
yeah, that's kind of funny.
yeah, they're supposed to be returning 2023 at some point. I hope it is. That might be the best piece of superhero content there is.
Oh, the Invincible.
I've also never seen The Boys though, so
Yeah, I've seen bits and parts of season one, but never really finished it.
mm.
Yeah, I just found out that they're doing a. I do love anime, but I just found out that they're doing a remake of a anime classic called Trigun.
Mm.
That they're it's one of the greatest anime shows of all time, but they're remaking it. I was watching the trailer earlier today. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of it, and I know you don't really watch anime, but I think that show would be something you'd be interested in because the
Mm.
characters he's a passive aggressive person. He's not big into like hurting people, but he's just this gangster gunslinger who just he fixes situations with a gun, but doesn't kill people. It's weird, but they call him the triple billion dollar bounty. It's a really good show. I have the old school stuff on DVD, but if you ever get a chance to watch it, it is an amazing TV show. But it's coming out to Crunchyroll in January. But it's I like the new art. I like how they're going in depth in the world of Trigun. I think they're going to hit it out of the park with that. I'm waiting for that this year, and I'm waiting for besides like the big ones, Star Wars, Marvel, and really just Star Wars, Marvel. I was going to say DC, but the way DC's going, I kind of pulled back on everything I really want to see besides
Yeah.
the
Yeah, they
Blue
scrapped
Beetle.
everything. Well, they even scrapped Blue
Yeah,
Beetle, so now I'm sad about that.
yeah.
Um, but I'll have you know, you said something that caught my interest. That I don't like anime. I'll
Oh,
have you know, Steven,
let me hear it.
that the one anime I do like just got an announcement this last
Which
week.
one?
So I'm a big Avatar fan, The Last Airbender.
Ooh,
Um,
yes.
and they literally just announced that the next Avatar animated series is coming, focusing on the air or on the bender, the Avatar after Aang and Korra, which is an Earthbender. Um,
Ooh, okay.
we don't know his name yet. We don't know anything like crazy good in terms of like in-depth story.
Yeah,
But that's the second piece of news that's come out of that studio. So I don't know if you know this, but Avatar Studios is a thing now. Like
yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
a studio dedicated specifically for the Avatar universe. They've done nothing with it for like 2 years, but
Great universe too.
they've
Great
announced
universe.
2025 is going to be their year. So they have an adult Aang movie coming out. I think it's going to bridge the gap between Aang series and Korra
Core
series.
series. Yeah,
And then they're going
which
to
is
have,
needed.
yeah, kind of. I mean, I like to see like different characters. Like I want to see like what's up with Zuko. Uh,
Yeah. What's up with Ahsoka's brother? You know what's his
yeah,
name? Dang, I'm drawing a blank right now. Oh, his name's Ahsoka. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I want to see what happened to those characters. They kind of
Yeah.
just left them out there.
Yeah, I think if they do an Aang adult film, they're gonna focus on what's her name? What's her name? The girl that marries Aang,
I can't remember
Katara.
right now. Yeah,
Um, if they do an Aang adult film, you know, Katara's gonna be in it, Toph's gonna be in it, um,
Toph is a G.
Sokka's gonna be in it. Um, I don't think you'll see Zuko too much outside of like a hey old friend kind of a thing. But I think it'd be cool to see like a Zuko film of him, um, just after Ozai got defeated, where he takes over and where he's trying to rally back the Firebenders to like become back a part of the world, right? And like, there's gonna be some conflict there, obviously, like naturally. I
Yeah,
think it'd be cool to see like a leader lead his people back into integration into the world, and have some kind of protection of their firebenders, right? Like, they're people that followed Ozai to a T because they wanted the firebender to take over,
yeah,
and just because Zuko's in charge, that's not going to change their mindset.
yeah.
And I think that could lead to like a good thing with Azula. Like if they break her out of
She's
prison somehow and they
she
go
was a crazy character, dude.
right. So
She
like, I
was
just think
crazy.
I think a film where Zuko is like going against Azula somehow,
Yeah.
uh, again, would be a good movie. But yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that they were the new Airbenders or the new Avatar is going to be an Earthbender. That's going to be that's pretty
yeah.
cool. I
Well,
want
it
to know
goes
how
in
far.
cycles.
Yeah, I want to know how far in advance like this story is going to be. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. It always
It's
goes in
pretty.
cycles. So that's the reason why the Fire Lord knew
It was going to be an
an
Airbender.
Airbender was going to be the next
Yeah,
Avatar. So we'll get this Earthbender again. Then we'll see another Airbender if they get that far, um,
yeah,
which limits it to only a few people. If you think about it, I know Aang. It depends on what they do with Aang and how they like attribute how big his airbending community has gotten.
yeah,
But even on Legend of Korra, like there isn't a ton of notable airbenders that would be like looked at as, you know what I
yeah,
mean, like
for sure.
that kind of thing. But
Yeah, because you'd have to. It hasn't been generations. It's only been a couple. You know what I
right,
mean? How many? You're gonna have to pop out like 40 kids, and they're gonna have to start. You know what I mean to get that thing really going. But yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty cool, man. So speaking about anime, bringing that up again, did you see that Star Wars is redoing or season 2 of Vision is coming out? The
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so season 2 is coming out, and then last season they opened it up to I think Japan and China did the two. This year it's going to be this season's going to be opened up like worldwide. So it's going to be China, Japan, India, Chile. There's going to be artists all over the world doing their interpretation of one of those episodes. So and then even America got one. There's a couple studios here in America that got um, the green light to do one of those episodes. So it's gonna be pretty
Different,
cool. Yeah, it's gonna be
more
different.
expansive.
I would love to see what Chile does to it. I would love to see
South Africa,
South
France.
Africa. Yeah, dude, I would love to see, especially the South Africa, because South Africa with the colorway, you know what I mean?
Mm,
I just really hope they keep pushing in on that Ronin episode. It's probably my favorite or second favorite episode out of all of it. I really enjoyed that one. Just
I
because
only
he
watched a handful of them. I didn't watch all of them.
Oh, dude, I went super far into that Ronin episode. I love that so that Ronin episode, he's a Sith Lord or was a Sith, left the Sith because he thought they were too weak and they were letting other Sith in that weren't at the level they needed to
Mm,
be. And then that's why they sent that assassin chick to try to kill him. And he starts fighting. But I thought it was cool. Like, I thought that was really interesting that two Sith were going at it instead
yeah,
of it being always the Jedi and you know what I mean? The
which they need
Sith.
to fix. They need to fix
Yeah,
that.
I
I
think
think that's
definitely
gonna be
need
the
to
way to
fix
go.
100%. Speaking on that Sith thing, I just found out too that Kevin Feige and the writer to Loki and Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, they just got the green light to do their episode. To do their I don't know if it's a TV show or a movie, but it's going to be about in the Old Republic, where these Jedi are trying to find. There was an incident that happened with some Sith guys, and they're trying to find out something, and that's kind of like the premise of what they're doing. But you have Feige and you have the
What
writer of
is it?
Loki. It's
Writer of Loki.
of Loki together. It's going to be crazy. You know what I mean? Like those are two geniuses. Like anything with Loki is going to be is
Oh, it's a movie.
yeah. Oh, it is a movie. Okay, so I'm all on board on that. Like I'll buy tickets right now. It hasn't even been announced. Like, but yeah, they got the green light. There's so much Star Wars news in this last month that got dropped. That oh man, the next 2 years of Star Wars is going to be dope. Mando comes out.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, Bad Batch. Bad Batch drops. I want to say earlier this year.
That should be the first thing coming out.
Yeah, I think it's dropping. It's coming soon. I thought the first season of Bad Batch was amazing. So I can't wait for this, especially seeing what the studios are doing with the storyline. I love how they're going big into like the mental issues
For Bad Batch.
Yeah, for Bad Batch, the mental parts of the stormtroopers or the troopers. Excuse me. I like that, man. I really enjoy the fact that they're just not going to be cookie cutter. That they're actually the troopers are dealing with like mental issues. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool. I'm a fan of in depth in Star Wars instead of giving us this Luke Skywalker sugarcoat stuff. I want to see some gritty craziness. Like, what was that last season that came out? Andor. Like the first episode just got you like hooked, dude. It was crazy. Yeah, I can't wait for Star Wars this year, dude.
All right, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, let's watch that. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. Where is my news tab? News. All news. Disney Plus. Where are you? Let me see. Television.
We back.
All right, so I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear it?
No.
All right, give me 1 sec. Let me.
I'm on the same article you are, though.
Let me see. Stop sharing. Oh man. Oh, man, my back is killing me. So check this out.
About this.
Might wanna buckle up, baby.
Universe Andor Season 2 is definitely something we're eager to see. Season 1 showed us not only Cassian Andor's path, slow burns to Jedi
wanna
are
see
used
if I
facing
can-
at this
okay,
point
here we
in
go.
time with her Jedi Master to investigate crimes that, we're guessing here, will be very much tied to the Sith and be quite more grim and monstrous
this
than
right
what
here
the Jedi
where,
are used to facing at this point in time. Touting a killer cast with the likes of Amanda Stenberg,
Where
Daphne
they
Keane,
talk
Carrie
about,
Ann Moss, and Manny Jacinto, among others.
Kevin
This
Feige
is a
thing.
Star Wars story you'll make sure you don't miss. We'd help you with that, but there are no details on when Star Wars Acolyte will be released. But it looks like it'll be 8 episodes long and on Disney Plus.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
So I think I got the Kevin Feige story kind of twisted with that one.
But of course, Lucasfilm always has a bunch of irons on the fire, so you'll probably also read and hear production updates on these Star Wars projects that are reportedly still in development phase. Lando Calrissian is a scoundrel ace pilot
I don't know how
and
I feel
maybe
about
the
this one.
best dressed man in the galaxy. A limited
I
series
think he's
about
a good
him is in the
character,
works on
but
Disney
to-
Plus,
to-
stylized as
to
Star Wars
give him a
Lando with
TV
Justin
show?
Simeon developing a story.
I don't know
we
about
have
that.
no other details except
They're the one that do Lando, I think.
saying they were waiting for Donald Glover to finish other projects first. Atlanta completed its final season in fall 2022.
If Glover's going to be the one playing it, I'm all for it.
moving on this project
Yeah.
soon.
It's all right. Save your energy. I'm gonna get you out of here. All right?
Director Taika Waititi
Oh,
is
and-
taking the helm of an
and
as
that
yet
dude's
untitled
dope,
Star
dude.
Wars film. Waititi was said to be working on a script with Christy Wilson Cairns in 2020, and artwork featuring a floating geometric shape was
I don't know
shown
how
in an
that's
investors
anything, but
broadcast that
it is
year.
what it is.
The times given for this have been broad, sometimes between 2023 and 2025. We can't say anything about the plot, but for good clues, we'd point toward Waititi's other work like Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder,
didn't
along
really
with the
love
season 1 episode of The Mandalorian. He
Thor, Love,
directed
and Thunder,
Chapter 8,
but-
Redemption. You may remember this as the episode IG-11
This
saves
episode was
Grogu
good.
and Team Mando in a standoff at
The whole thing was good.
later sacrificing itself for their survival before Moff Gideon shows up with the Darksaber. It's a great episode of a great show, so this bodes well for his upcoming film.
Manufacturer's protocol dictates
Such a
I
great
cannot
scene.
be captured. I must be destroyed.
Damon Lindelof's Star Wars sequel is being called a top priority at Lucasfilm, while details remain locked down. THR reports that
So
it
I
will take
hope
place at
these
some
get
point after the
announced,
rise of Skywalker,
'cause
which
that
would,
would
be
be
a
a-
largely
I hope
brand
this doesn't
new
get wiped
and
or
unexplored
scrapped.
era.
I hope they
and while
really
it wouldn't
stay with
necessarily
these
be about
guys.
the sequel characters, they could pop in at certain points. Let's hope this doesn't just quietly disappear from the schedule like Ryan Johnson's trilogy, yeah? The Book of Boba Fett Season 2
I don't
is
know.
seemingly
I like Boba
confirmed
Fett,
thanks
but
to an alleged
I coulda
leaked
gone without
Spanish
this.
poster
They
labeling the
could've
second Boba Fett
not
outing
done a book
as
two,
Muy
and
Pronto
I totally
or
been fine.
coming soon. That's about all we have
And to
on the
redeem
second
it.
book, and it isn't officially confirmed
Yeah, just
yet,
add
but
him
it
in on
isn't a
Mando
stretch to
and
think
just-
Boba Fett and friends would be back
You
for
know?
a continued story.
Yeah.
Fans, and reportedly Tamora Morrison himself, are hoping for a Boba more like his comic self, but
That'd be
time will
pretty
tell.
cool.
Yes, the mastermind credited for the success of Marvel Studios is stretching over to the Star Wars galaxy in an upcoming movie. There are only a few details out about this one, but we do know it'll be written by Michael Waldron, screenwriter of Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The film has also been called a standalone, not connected to the main Skywalker story per se, and other than that, it's a mystery. They're playing their Sabak cards close to the chest on this one, but we'll let you know as soon as more details become clear. Hey, thanks for watching. And
So I know it's a brief thing, but that gets me so excited. The
It does
fact
not
that-
get me excited.
I like that they're getting away from the Star Wars, the Skywalker story. I
Me
would
too.
love that.
Yeah,
love
I don't have any faith in Michael Waldron.
Really, even
Yeah,
after Loki,
zero. I don't think Waldron was
the premise, or maybe not the premise, but the idea.
mastermind behind it.
Really, who do you think was?
I don't know. More than likely Kevin Feige. I think Waldron showed his true colors with Doctor Strange.
See, I would love to see if they came out with a deleted. I would love to see if they came out with like what got left on the cutting room floor of Doctor Strange. If they did a DVD bonus set where they added like an additional hour, I think that could totally change my mindset on the Doctor Strange movie. I think too much happened too quick. But
That wouldn't be Waldron's hour anyway. Waldron, that shit got rewritten a couple of times. That's why the director left.
his stuff got rewritten.
The script period. So whatever hour you
Oh.
think's missing, it's either not Waldron's or
Yeah.
so bad they had to cut it out because they didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm
he has this.
hoping it's good.
He has this from Loki. I love Loki. Okay, but
Loki's
from what I saw
amazing.
in Loki and what I saw in Doctor Strange, I think Waldron has a hard time understanding these characters. I think he has a story he wants to tell that doesn't necessarily fit with the characters we're seeing.
Yeah.
I think he misunderstood Wanda. I think he misunderstood Stephen Strange. I think he misunderstood even Loki to an extent in that show.
Yeah.
But if they're going to be all original characters that are not established or have any kind of backing, Waldron
Yeah.
could be fine because Waldron has a good sense of like driving a good plot, if I could say that correctly. He has a good sense of like the direction of how a film flows.
He just doesn't have character
Um,
development.
Well, not with established characters. He doesn't stick to like the true self of the character. If it's a new character, he can probably do fine. I imagine like Sylvie was
Yeah.
fine, because it wasn't an established character in the universe.
True.
So I just
I'm open for it. So,
Waldron's shaky to me, but Kevin Feige, if he's going to oversee it, then I'm always on board with it.
so there's also a new show coming out. It was in that video. It's a little earlier in it where they talk about this show they're coming out with where it's like Stranger Things, but
Oh yeah, with
in the Star Wars
Jude
world.
Law,
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called,
the
but
Skeleton Crew.
yeah, Skeleton Crew, and it takes place during I think Mando season 1. Could be wrong. I can't remember exactly when it takes place, but it's later on, and that seems interesting to me too. I would love for them to get away from the Luke Skywalker era thing.
Mhm.
I just let that die, but I would also like them to enrich in like not the dark side or the Jedi way, but just see what else is out there. You know what I mean? The magic, I think that'd be cool. I would really enjoy that. But I know the money is where there's lightsabers. You know what I mean?
And
Nobody
they
wants
can do
to
that
watch.
still without having to have the Skywalkers involved.
Yeah, true.
I think they need to go back to the High Republic days, which they're doing in I think it's called Young Jedi or something like that, or like Jedi Adventures.
Yeah,
It's gonna follow the kids that are in the High Republic days.
Yeah.
If they get if because I've read the High Republic comic book series,
yeah.
really really good.
Is it?
And it gives them an established. It's a big enough gap between the Skywalker saga and the jump of time backwards
Yeah,
that they can do whatever they want and just course correct it at some other point in time.
sure.
But the High Republic, to me, would be what I would do if I was them, or focus on characters post Skywalker era. But it's also kind of hard too because you have they put themselves in a box always. When you have these time jumps that are X amount of years ahead, like when they have the Skywalker saga when they have the original trilogy versus the new sequels,
Yeah,
because there's like not 1,000-year gap or whatever, it's only like 30, 40 years. It's almost impossible to like have things work out to where it makes sense to what happened in
yeah,
the sequels.
Yeah.
So they need to jump like far ahead or far behind. And I think to me, I think you go far behind and you go to the origin of the Jedi or the origin of the Sith, or just something super, super old where it's like thousands of years from a Skywalker even being born, kind of a thing.
yeah. I also think it would be cool if they did it in the eyes of a Sith. You know what I mean? Like
Well, acolyte, that's what acolyte is.
it's taking place in the eyes of a Sith.
Yeah, it's a Sith, like Sith driven movie.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
have you do you know the story of Darth Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if they did Darth Bane that way, where he started off as just a worker who accidentally kills somebody and then he flees and becomes who he is, I think that would be amazing. You know, hard part is that there's a book on it, so you kind of have people are going to get crazy. Excuse me, on why you're not sticking close to the story. But I think if they did something like that,
well, the book isn't
he's-
canon, is it?
well, I guess not. I don't know anymore because of
There's no canon Darth Bane book yet,
yeah,
or Revan.
so-
Revan and Bane aren't in canon at all yet, as far as I know.
Yeah, I think
Outside of like mention of like the rule of two and stuff like that.
yeah, well, with him, he's the rule of two, pretty much. He's the one that comes up with it. So seeing that, I think that would be pretty cool because you would put the Jedi on the good side, but yet still being the bad guys in the story. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, but I think that would be an amazing story they did. Or going all the way back to Darth Revan, like I think even that would be an amazing story. But
I don't think they should focus on any character that's been mentioned before, except for unless it's going to be Revan, because Revan's such an interesting story of going back and forth from Sith to good to Sith to good.
Sith.
That like
Yeah.
that would showcase the first implication of like a quote unquote grade Jedi or neutral Jedi.
Yeah.
And everyone else, like Plagueis, Bane, and an old Sidious movie, like I don't want to see none of that.
No, I don't want to see a Sidious or a Plagueis. I want to. If I'm going to see a movie that way, I want something that's going to set up why something is relevant in the Star Wars Luke Skywalker era. You know what I mean? Like why there's only two. Like who?
Well, I mean, Sidious.
Yeah, I get that, but like why that mentality is something. You know what I mean? Like, like he didn't just come up with it. You know what I mean? Like the reasoning behind it and what I would like to see that because of it goes so far deep into the Sith that I think the story of the Sith being told is probably almost more interesting than being the Jedi story being told. You know,
They go hand in hand.
Everybody loves the dark side. You know what I mean? They want to know more about it, and I think that'd be pretty cool. Or
yeah, I mean, Acolyte's gonna be a Sith based movie.
Yeah.
Or is it a movie?
A TV show got 8
TV
episodes
show
as of right now.
Yeah. During the High Republic days, so I think we're slowly going back to the High Republic days, which I'm on board with because
me too.
One, they're pushing it hard in comics, and the comics are very good. 2, there's now 2 TV shows based in the High Republic days, and they're probably going to be pretty good. But yeah, did you watch Andor?
I watched like the first 5 or 6 episodes, and then I started watching it, but with the kids.
That's all that pretty much.
Then I think I need one more.
Yeah,
I think I need one more episode.
12 episodes, I think. So you're halfway there.
Yeah.
That's a good show. Really good show.
Yeah, it's a really good show. Off topic a little bit. I finally got to watch Werewolf by Night on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. That
was totally unexpected. I became a huge fan 5 minutes into that episode. I want to rewatch it over and over again because it captivated my curiosity so much.
Yeah.
Where I want more of it.
Yeah.
I'm stoked on that show. I hope they keep moving forward with it.
Yeah, it's creative. It's different. It's for Marvel. It's groundbreaking. It worked in the scheme of things. And it wasn't very long, and it was still so well done. Everything about it was just pretty much perfect. And I think
it was.
I think Michael Giacchino, the director, I think he gets more projects coming his way, probably from Marvel.
So do you think this was hey, this is what I can do kind of thing? Or do you think this is they're gonna go into the Mummy not Swamp Thing, but Dracula, you know what I mean? Or do you think they stay just hey, this is just a one-off and you know what I mean?
I mean, it's canon, right? They're in the MCU. It's not like they're not gonna everything Marvel has done and will do will be canon unless said otherwise, right? The new X-Men show coming out probably won't be canon. But even What If was canon, right? So I think this maintains its place in the universe. Swamp Thing is, I think, going to be very important. Or not Swamp Thing, Man Thing. It's going to be very important because he literally guards the door to a Nexus point. So if you want to travel multiverses without having to have superpowers, you have to go through him first. So if they're going to do this multiverse thing and they're going to have an access way for normal people to go about doing it, I'm talking the Avengers that are ground level without America Chavez, then you have to have a doorway, and Man Thing literally is the guard of that doorway. So I think these things are going to come into play. Will they be big forefront characters?
I hope not.
Probably not.
I hope not.
Maybe Emma Bloodstone might be at some point, but I think this is more of a showcase of artistic vision, number one, that Marvel is trying to tell people, hey, we can still do these kind of things. And 2, I think they give Michael Giacchino a chance to showcase, hey, look at what I can do, and then give me a full film now. I think he'll get one. If they do more of these Halloween specials, he might be the guy they just go to every single Halloween for this.
dude, I thought it was. Once it finished, I was very upset. I was like, man, it would be so cool to see him with Blade or him in that Eternals world. You know what I mean? With what's the new guy coming through? It's not Black Knight, is it? The dude Jon Snow plays in Eternals. You know how he gets the ebony blade. I can't remember the character's name off the top of my head, but they're kind of like the dudes who fight the monsters in the MCU.
That'd be Black Knight.
Is it Black
That sounds
Knight?
right to me. Yeah, Black Knight. Black Knight.
Yeah. I think him, Blade, Black Knight. They have to add a couple other people, but I think that would be so dope, dude. You know what I mean? You don't have to tell the dude a backstory anymore. He has. I think it's perfect. I like it. I hope they move forward with it. Even if they didn't do a Halloween one, they just did a black and white vampire Dracula.
Well, who? I think Blade's trying to find a director still. They're not.
Yeah, last thing I read was the script got cut twice. Like they.
Yes, I mean maybe. Let me see. Oh, they found a new director. Okay. Ooh, the guy that does Lovecraft Country. Okay, he might be good then.
Yeah, I'm in it, man. I like the whole paranormal world with like, I know Constantine in DC, but I love that genre of superhero. I would love the MCU to go down that rabbit hole.
They're going to.
I hope, man. But Doctor Strange.
The proof of a dark dimension is now present because Clea in Doctor Strange 2, she's the goddess, or like what Doctor Strange is to our world, she is to the dark dimension. So
that's
when she takes him,
right?
Yeah, when she takes him, they're going to the dark dimension to figure out what happened. So I think the MCU is gonna start implementing those things.
Yeah, man.
I think between Werewolf by Night, Multiverse of Madness, and when Blade comes out, it'll be a showcase of like, okay, we have this other genre we can do now. Because I think they've done the espionage, like spy film, right? Like with Winter Soldier. They've done the high action, big climactic things. They've done the small indie pieces like Eternals, the TV shows. They've done the drama. They've done the comedy. They've done the straight garbage ones. So they're just kind of showcasing like all genres, I think. So that includes, I think, horror and like dark mystical things on the horizon. Especially when you see DC. I mean, I'm 90% sure DC is going to announce a Lobo and Zatanna film any day now. So Marvel kind of needs to compete in that category regardless.
Yeah, I think DC not capitalizing on Constantine, because that right now they have a character who has a huge fan base in Constantine in the comics, in the animated DC world. There's so many that they could be doing that people know. You know what I mean? I think Marvel, if they hit it right now, after Werewolf by Night, I think they're gonna kill it.
Yeah, I think Blade's gonna be something special. I think, but
yeah, I hope. I hope he's playing it. Also, I hope he's playing like an older Blade. Like I think him being a little older would be cool. Not so much like a young Blade. I think Blade being like, not, I want to say like in his 20s, but I want him to be a little older, a little like seasoned. I don't want him to be like, I just figured out what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Blade.
Yeah, Blade. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. I want Blade to be like an older Blade character, not he's a young man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mahershala Ali is not a young guy.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want them to be like trying to play him like he is. You know what I mean?
No, he wouldn't. He is so passionate about this project that he won't let anything but good come out of this project. He's the one that got the last person fired, pretty much. He's the one that said, "Scrap this whole thing. This is not good. Not good enough for me." So I'm confident that he's gonna. If there will be a good project, it'll be his.
Yeah, man. I just hope he. I just want to know, like, because you know how Constantine's the guy who kind of knows the dark world. You know, they can't have Doctor Strange and every, you know what I mean, every Dark World movie,
I
because
think they should.
they should, but I don't think that dude's gonna sign on for all those. You know what I mean?
Oh, Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be
I
like,
don't know,
yeah,
dude.
I'm in.
I think Cumberbatch enjoys doing these. I'm not gonna
You think
lie.
so?
I think Cumberbatch is on board with whatever right now. I mean, he's a top tier actor. Obviously, he got nominated for an Oscar last year, but
Yeah,
I think he's good with this. Honestly,
yeah, because it would be cool too if they just like were low key going after, like they're going after Scarlet Witch, or they were like even throwing in Dracula into it and kind of going in that way, you know, with it. But I wouldn't. I think they're gonna lead with Black Knight and Blade just kind of being there helping. You know what I mean?
I actually think this dark stuff comes in next year. I think Agatha,
What do
her
you think
show is
Agatha
gonna.
brings it in?
It just makes the most sense, in my opinion. She's the witch. If
Yeah,
anyone's gonna be
100%.
Dark it's gonna be her. I think Mephisto comes into play finally. I think that's the focus for that kind of
Yeah, I
darkness.
didn't even think about that, dude.
Because from what I'm
Or-
seeing, Sasha Baron Cohen is playing Mephisto in this show. Um, so I think they run that direction with it, and I think we get the darkness that we're looking for. Which you bring Mephisto in, that leads to like Blade be more relevant. That leads to Black Knight more relevant, but it also leads to Ghost Rider eventually coming into play. So
yeah, yeah. See, I think even throwing in, he's more of a. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ghost Rider getting into it because it's kind of, I don't know. Nicolas Cage, I think, just did a great job being Ghost Rider. I don't want him to. Just kidding.
well, it's supposed to be Daryl from Walking Dead. Everyone's gonna be fine with how that happens.
Oh yeah, he's also not going to let it be too CGI.
They said he's been signed on for like years now. They're just waiting to like bring him in. So I think if everyone's favorite character from Walking Dead, right? Everyone's gonna love him if he
Yeah,
plays Ghost Rider.
yeah.
So we got Nova eventually coming out too.
I think they should.
Went from being a TV show to being a movie, so that's gonna be great.
I really think that they should have done Nova in this Guardians of the Galaxy, like showing up to help them fight Adam
No,
Warlock.
I want a Nova film to introduce him.
See, I would love a Nova film, but I think planting the seed in Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought it would have been cool if they would have done it in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, kind of just planted the seed of Nova. That would have been fire.
Well, the Nova Corps, I mean, that's the seed.
Yeah, but don't they got completely wiped out?
I mean,
You know what I mean?
Xandar gets like they lose the Infinity Stone. That's what you're referring to. I don't think they get wiped out or like
I thought
mass
they got
murdered.
I thought the Nova Corps got annihilated. Me see.
As far as we know, they've got Meetin for this Infinity Stone, but they didn't mention or say what happened on Xandar when Thanos got the Power Stone. They don't even show like a flashback of it. They just show Thanos showing up with the stone already. That's the one stone we don't see him collect in the entirety of Infinity War.
It it says Thanos but I don't know if that is MCU like lore. What the fuck did I just go? It says that he destroyed or desecrated the Nova Corps home planet Xandar.
Yeah, the home planet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Aren't they the Nova Corps from that planet? You know what I mean? Like if he destroyed the planet or just desecrated him.
Well, that's the implication. That if you didn't see the beginning of Infinity War where he quote unquote annihilated and decimated what's left of the Asgardians, you'd think they'd be gone too. But there's a whole village of them still.
Oh yeah. But
until like they say, hey, the Nova Corps is gone. I mean, it'd be even better if like half of them lived and one of them is Richard Rider, and he decides to be
Yeah,
superhero now.
that would be cool. I think that'd be dope. Yeah, man, I'm excited. There's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe, especially with media wise. That it has me. So let's take a step back. From the beginning of the podcast, we were talking about you not going to the movies so often. Do you think you didn't go to the movies this year as much as you wanted because there wasn't time, or do you think it was more because there wasn't movies that were like, I got to get to the movie theater to watch this?
No, there wasn't. To me, there wasn't. I mean, I'm not like a busy guy, but I didn't make time for them. There was a lot of movies this year that I wanted to see. A lot.
Which ones are those?
Everything, everywhere, all at once. I wanted to see.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
I went to see that. I mean, Avatar is one of them I haven't seen still. There's one with Christian Bale and Margot Robbie, Amsterdam, I think it's called. Didn't get to see that. There is.
Oh, that movie actually looked really good. I didn't see it either. But
Yeah, there was quite a bit. Let me see. 2022 films. So, Strange World, didn't get to see that. Amsterdam, I already said. Banshees, didn't get to see that. The Pinocchio film, nope. Slumberland, didn't get to see. Moonfall, although I heard it was pretty bad. I did want to see that as well. Spiderhead, that one's on Netflix. I still haven't seen that one. See How They Run, that one has Adrian Brody. I didn't get to see that one. That came out at the same time as what's what I said earlier. That came out at the same time as Amsterdam. There's one called Beast, where I don't like horror films, but Idris Elba's in it, and it's about like this like lion who just hunts humans, and he's stuck out there in that like not the savannah, but the African jungle, nothing but a jeep, and he's trying to like and the driver that drove him out there, he died to the beast, and he's trying to get him and his daughters back safely while running from this like benign lion. So didn't see that, wanted to see that. So quite a bit. There's even movies on Netflix I didn't see that I like want to see, and TV shows. Like Peaky Blinders. Like last year I binge watched like seasons 1 through 5 pretty much. This year I haven't even finished season 6. So lots that I didn't get to see. They're good movies. I just didn't get to watch them. And you're muted.
in the streaming world right now, who do you think's winning right now with shows and movies? I think
Ooh,
Netflix is
original
on top, huh?
original content.
Yeah, original content.
This Netflix just has so much that it's like hard to beat. I
Yeah,
think
they do.
I think quality content where I know every time I click on made by this person, it's going to be good. Probably HBO Max.
Really?
Yeah.
What's HBO Max's like golden nugget right now?
I say last year probably Succession. That it's a show about. First off, the cast is pretty good, but it's a show about this father who is from. I haven't seen the whole thing, but from what I've seen, this father who's old and he has this like multi-million, if not billion-dollar company, and he has 3 kids: Roman, Shiv, and I forgot the last person's name. Kendall, Roman, and Shiv. And the first episode starts with him going to like give his company to his 3 children equally, and then he revokes it and puts all in like his like foreign wife's name, who isn't their mother, but is just like some foreign lady. And then the show continues on with him trying to figure out which one of them 3 is going to be the CEO of the company when he steps down. And he like tests each of them differently, and each of them have a chance to like showcase different things. But it gets pretty dramatic pretty quickly. And then I mean Euphoria, obviously, if they continue with that, that's going to be their bread and butter. Titans is pretty good. I don't know if anybody like likes it or hates it. I think Titans is really good. But they have a good amount, man. They have Peacemaker, Abbott Elementary, Barry is pretty good.
Yeah, Barry's good. I like Barry.
lot of good there. And think if they keep going with Young Justice as well, it's going to be really good too. But to me, HBO Max has the best quality. I do think that Netflix has the best quantity. They have a good amount. They have an amount. They have more good shows than bad, or like originals, good shows
Mhm.
or good new movies than bad. I just think sometimes I click on one, I'm like, this is not.
This
This
is
is
not
not.
it.
This is not it.
Yeah, I've been noticing that lately.
But honestly, Paramount's not bad. I mean, there's not really any. It's not a. I haven't had like a bad experience with any of the streamers so far. Um, the only one I haven't like gotten yet, which I heard is a good one for originals, is Apple TV Plus. Um, but I have had no issues, no complaints with any of the streaming providers. Honestly,
Yeah, I'm thinking about switching over from cable, cutting the cord, to they say, going to Hulu with live TV. But I was reading that I guess the UK granted some lawsuits saying that sharing your Netflix account, is technically illegal. So they might be cutting, the fact that your 5 devices have to be on the same kind of internet provider, or
yeah,
you know what I
I
mean. I
heard.
I think that's going to do some damage to Netflix, and I want to see if any of the streaming platforms are going to pick up and run with it. The because
Of
it has
course,
to. It's going to
of course
have
they
to.
are.
It's going to hurt them.
I don't think so, man.
You
Netflix
don't think so?
has. Netflix is okay. Netflix is two things. One, they're the Apple of streaming services.
True.
No one's canceling Netflix. Okay, when
Yeah, that's true.
people put out new streaming services, like Disney Plus came out, HBO Max came out, Paramount Plus came out, NBC. It wasn't for like they're not over here saying, "Oh, let's get all Netflix subscribers to subscribe to us and cancel
Mhm.
Netflix." They're saying, "Let's be affordable enough so they can keep Netflix and take us on as well." Um,
I've
Netflix will
never thought
never
about that
be
like that. That's pretty good.
Netflix will never be canceled. Netflix will always be Netflix. They'll always have the market share. It's like Verizon, right? Like,
Yeah, as much as you
sure,
hate it.
Verizon's expensive, but it's also the pioneer in the cellular space. It's also the best one. Netflix is going to be like that always. I think Netflix is also going to be like the leader of the group always. So if they do this thing where like, hey, pay an extra $2 a month to get 3 extra streams, or 3 extra logins or whatever, everyone else will do that same thing as well.
Yeah, they'll set
Uh,
the tone.
right. So
So
I
what
don't
do you
think
think?
Netflix going anywhere, but
Do you think Netflix switches over to adding like live TV or adding
no.
like live? Me either. A lot of people I've been talking to saying that they think it's going to happen. I don't see it. But I do see. Like, I'm upset with Netflix because there's like 3 or 4 animated shows that Netflix owns that they canceled, and some of those they they were amazing. And there's some shows, live action shows, that were trash that they're still going with, when they're like, dude, you look at the like 2 of their shows. Like, think about this: on Netflix during COVID, Netflix's #1 show watched was Demon Slayer. Out of everybody who watches Netflix, was Demon Slayer. Why would you cut the anime or the animated part of your studio when their #1 and your number like 4 were both animated? You know what I mean? Like,
Because
I just
the two of those things
yeah.
aren't the majority out of 10.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. Oh, you're right, 100%.
So if
But
it's a top 10 you're looking at and it's live action films and then there happens to be 2 animes in there,
yeah,
sorry. Like,
I just think that that Netflix, or like right now, if Netflix does a contract with like Shonen Jump or some of the bigger anime studios, even if it's Hulu or whoever it is, once they do that, I think for most anime fans, they're gonna be completely sold. Like I have
but you're
two.
not but you're not willing to cancel something else to get that. Especially not Netflix, right? Like let's say HBO gets it. You're not willing to cancel Netflix to get HBO Max still. you're keeping Netflix no matter what.
Well, as of right now, there's the only thing that's kind of still keeping me on Netflix is Peaky Blinders, but I think it's over. And then
Well, their originals are good. You just
Yeah,
mentioned like the
yeah.
Irishman. You wouldn't get to see that. You wouldn't get to see the Irishman, the Gray
true.
Man.
And I think I've
Those
watched
things that
and
are
I think
good
I've watched
movies.
Irishman like 4 or 5 times. So and it's
Right.
a long ass movie.
Right. As
Yeah,
long as
you're
they
right.
keep getting those guys on board, like those heavy hitters for originals, people will keep coming to Netflix. No
Yeah,
matter
and
what.
I canceled my Apple Music before I canceled Netflix. So
Yeah.
I'm putting my
same.
own foot in my mouth. You know what I mean? I was like, I'd rather watch than listen to music. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
but
man, there's a lot coming in. I hope they deliver. I know there's a lot of studios working on some big projects, especially Disney is setting the tone with good. You know, they had some fallbacks with some different shows this year, but I like where they're going with it. I love that they're bringing older shows in. I'm really happy with my Disney Plus subscription. Like,
Same.
yeah, I a lot of people are talking bad about it. I catch myself watching Animal Planet or Animal Kingdom or whatever it's called, and I'm not doing that on anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even if like you talk about Disney Plus, right? If you're on Hulu, that's still part of Disney streaming platform, right? Like
100%.
if you're even if you're to an extent watching ESPN Plus, like if you're so against Disney and you're not canceled Hulu, then you're not that much against Disney. Just because
100%.
you bash the Disney Plus one, but you're still watching the Hulu one, which is still paying Disney's pockets. So
Yeah, 100%. It's like I hate the fries at McDonald's. I'm never going to eat there, but I'll get a Big Mac. It's like what?
I get some
They're
nuggets.
getting your
Yeah.
money regardless. But I'm happy with the way it's going. Do you want to bring anything up before we wrap this guy up?
No, nothing at all. I think we covered everything that's like kind of wrapped up for the year. I think the new year is going to invite a ton of more conversations. I think January is going to be a lot of announcements from DC, number one. And then just a lot of this, not smaller, but a lot of the other companies like Warhammer 3000 coming out with Cavill finally. And then we'll get more news on that. And then we'll get more news on Invincible and then The Boys, then Mando. Like it'll just start rolling in slowly, but
definitely. And I'm a big Henry Cavill fan. The fact that I was a fan, now I'm a big fan. The fact that he got screwed, the Watcher or Watchmen, whatever it's called, The Witcher. And now he got screwed out of Superman. It just, I hope that guy gets a bag. But with that being said, we're going to end this on that note. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Happy New Year's. Later, man. Catch you on the other side.